Good evening. It's Friday, March 7th, and welcome back to Everyday Talk 24/7. We're looking at what is the foundation of a stable life. And I've outlined four things. There could be more, but I've outlined four things. It's God's world. People are designed for relationships. People are made for intimacy, interdependence, and trust. And the Bible is your life. Now, this is coming from the reality of what Jesus talks about in the Sermon on the Mount. And he says, "Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock." And you know the story well. The winds come, they blow, there's flooding, there's torrential rain, but the house remains because it's on a stable foundation. What I want us to try and picture tonight and throughout this short series is, what if everything that you had valuable, that you counted on, was stripped away? Whatever it might be. Maybe there's a financial upturn or a downturn, and you lose your ability to make money and to have money, and you lose the savings that you had. Maybe you're in a situation where God sends the weather and it's devastating, like with Hurricane Helene and so many folks in Tennessee and North Carolina, even in areas of South Carolina. And that's not talking about people in Florida when they felt the full impact of it. What do? You lose a friendship. Someone dies. Where is your stability? And that stability, that foundation that will keep you from buckling and crumbling in life's storms, is the foundation of wisdom. So tonight I want to talk a little bit about what this idea, we've got to understand, this is God's world. It is God's world. And we need to be in sync with that. Not in sync with the way I want it to go. Not in sync with, if I do this and plan wisely, I'll be in good shape, financially or otherwise. Not things are going to work out the way I want them to. Even if it's good, proper planning, and you do the right thing. But something can happen, and it can all be gone. It's God's world. The most basic thing you can teach a young child is to live in this world in a way that is consistent with the way God runs it. That's it. That means that he's going to run it according to his wisdom, according to his purposes and plans, and according to his love for his people, for you and me. That's what God's going to do. It is God's world. That's the foundation that we have to build on. Psalm 46 says, even if everything crumbles into the sea, the mountains are caving in, the sea is foaming and roaring, God is a refuge for his people, a refuge strong and sure. Familiarity hurts us, brothers and sisters, because we've heard this before. I'm not telling you anything new tonight. It's things that you know. But we've got to transition from knowing in an academic sense to knowing in a relationship sense. And that's what we'll be talking about that tomorrow. God is not absent from his creation. He brings rain to bring blessing or to bring destruction. That's Job 37, Isaiah 45. When we look around us, we need to continually tell ourselves it's God's world, not just, well, God's in control or some phrase, but it's really His world. And He is committed to bring honor to His name and bring blessing to us as we plug into that. And He's going to bless us on His terms, not mine. So if I want to be that rock, if I want to live on that rock that withstands the storms, that withstands the difficulties, that stands the hurt in life, I've got to continually tell myself, it is God's world. You see this in the Psalms, you see it. We hear it so many times that we lose the impact of it. God is the sovereign Lord of the universe. But on an intimate, personal level, He is my God, your God. And right now, what He's doing is He wants us to have that foundation where we can be sure. And the first component is going to come right back to this. It is God's world. Not worry, not fret, not doubting. How could this happen to me? But rather, it's God's world. I can trust Him. I can live by faith and not by sight. All these things that we say, they've got to become bedrock for us. So we become like that wise person, that wise man, that wise woman, that wise teenager, that wise child who builds our house on a rock that will withstand the horrific storms of this life and bring us peace, because it is God's world. We can't tell ourselves that too much. Tomorrow, second component, people are designed for relationships. But we're designed for relationships in God's world. Again, love your thoughts and feedback. So good to be with you, and Lord willing, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.